So apparently this is an FC Pro. His shorts started coming across my feed, and when I watched them, they just solidified that I made the right decision leaving FC26. So if you don't know, I've been trying to breathe life into a soulless game. I finished off what's going to probably be my FC26 career this past champs with a full Evolutions to Glory team. I was trying to make my own players, my own tactics, and I finished with a rank 3, which is very good considering the players were, many of them, under the power curve, and some of the players weren't even fully evolved, so they weren't at full strength yet. And yet, it just wasn't fun because when you can't play football in a football sim, how can it be fun? And I'm not trying to pick on this player at all. It's just he is the perfect example of why FC isn't a true football sim. He's supposed to be a top player getting top ranks. And I just want to show you some clips from these videos. And then I want to show you some real football clips that this is supposed to be simulating, or at least be somewhat of a simulation, right? It's never going to be exact. But then I also want to show you some clips from eFootball. And you tell me which one is closest to actual football, to where you can enjoy aspects of the beautiful game, which is what you're wanting to do when you purchase and go to play a football sim. You actually want to play some football. I mean, I'm not crazy, am I?
It's fine. Right, left stick.
So this is an example of how this player plays, and he's actually showing us how to dribble like a pro in FC. And call me crazy, but this is not football. I mean, nice shot, by the way, but this is not football at all. Even watching his opponent pass the ball around, first of all, it looks like it's pinging around like an air hockey puck. Second of all, the players don't look like they have cleats. They look like they have ice skates. It's not a pitch. It's literally an ice skating rink made to look like a football pitch. Just the constant cutting back and forth, spamming skill moves, dribbling in circles. No players move like this. The passes don't move across the pitch like this. Nothing about moving the ball around 100 miles an hour is true to football. So when you watch this, which is a recent El Clasico game between Real Madrid and Barca, these are the exact players that we're using in FC and in eFootball, right? With legendary players added on top. And you're telling me what you just watched is anything like this. I mean, it's not even close. What you just saw from FC player Snipe Shot is not even close to the actual sport that it is trying to simulate. That is just facts. The pace of the game, way off. The way the passes move around, the way the shots are, it's all way off. I understand that it's never going to be exact, but when you look at the path EA Sports has taken their game and you look at what it takes to be a top player, like those clips we were just watching from that player, he's supposed to be a top player. And what makes you a top player in FC is not associated to true football skill at all. And that's why the game, for players who actually want to enjoy the beautiful game, is not fun, because it doesn't capture the essence of what football is truly all about. Obviously, when you play a football game, it isn't going to be exact. There's some things that just don't cross over from the real game to the game on the sticks. But you have to at least capture the essence of the game. And that's where FC has gone way too much towards the arcade route, which is why when you see those FC highlights and compare them to what you're seeing now, it's not even the same game. It's an absolute joke. And there are plenty of things that Konami has done that are wrong. Like, they've gone down plenty of wrong paths with eFootball. But at the core of their game, they have captured the essence of football. When you see the pace of play, the ball movement, right, the build-up, the shots, the animations, everything, they capture the beautiful game just without a doubt much better than FC. It's not even close. Now, the more manual control in FC, the sharper look, the more to do in the game as far as modes and menu grind and stuff, all of these things have led FC to be the king of football games, right? But if you actually want to enjoy football, if you want to use your knowledge of the beautiful game, your skill, and have it translate onto the sticks, eFootball, again, is just far and away the better option. So if you look at eFootball and you would give the manual control that EA Sports has given players in FC. You added more modes, more of a menu grind. Then this game increases in popularity tenfold, right? And it's the same thing with some of the nonsense that they've added for the more novice players or the less skilled players, as far as smart assist, where AI makes certain decisions, or the defensive system that they clearly made to dumb down the principles of defending in football for players who aren't as knowledgeable or skilled, right? Those are nonsense things where EA Sports did well to move more towards the competitive player, where more decision making goes to the actual player, which is how it should be. The only problem is when you look at the decisions you can make in FC, none of them are related to football. Like I said earlier, what makes you a good FC player does not translate at all to the beautiful game. What you are seeing here, the highlights from Foot Champs, right? The big weekend event where you got to get the best rewards, where all of the top players want to get the highest rank for bragging rights and for those said rewards. And yet, what you see in a quote unquote their most competitive, most sweaty mode is the worst football of all, right? Players bring out all the shortcuts, all the glitches, everything that they can do to get a win, where another one of the problems FC has, which is football is second. I mean, you've seen there the infamous circular dribble where no doubt this snipe shot said you got cooked after he ran around in a circle. And once again, we have another exact copy of the previous goal where we run in another half circle. So you get the point. I mean, you don't have to see much of FC to see where it is just a ridiculous effort at simulating football. It doesn't even come close to what eFootball brings to the table. They just have the better development company when it comes to making decisions that the player base will like. And that's crazy to say because EA Sports has a terrible relationship with the players, and yet they still outdid Konami. But you have to give it to Konami. Somebody upstairs, or a group of people upstairs, quote unquote, for lack of a better term, know football and did a good job at capturing the beautiful game and putting it into a video game. Whereas FC, they've totally missed the mark, and somehow there's all these players, millions and millions, that have still bought into it. They'll go get a Hullet, a Vieira, a R9, some of the best players to ever play the game, put them on a team and just disgrace what they stand for by running in circles, spamming skill moves, rainbows, whatever else it is, making unrealistic quote-unquote football plays to win an unrealistic quote-unquote football game. I mean, when you go back and you watch some of the greatest players of all time, which the legendary players are in both FC and eFootball, and you watch great games such as this Man U versus Real Madrid, so many legendary players that we use in both eFootball and FC to this day, and you see the highlights that make them the legendary players they are, you do not see anything close to this in FC. There is zero captured from the real life beautiful game and these incredible players and what you see on FC. Whereas when you play eFootball, you do get that feeling of the true beautiful game, right? The pace of the game, the animations added, just the weight of the players, the way everything feels, you get that magic that made you fall in love with football. And the best part about eFootball is that you can translate your knowledge and abilities onto the sticks, right? Once you learn the commands, then you see that you have the ability to play football how you want to play it. You can simulate some of your favorite teams in history and how they played. Not to mention the tactical depth you can go, which is much more true to football, whereas FC, just everything's fast, fast, fast. No time to pause, just quick subs, get back in the game and go a million miles an hour and play football on ice, right? It is nothing like real football. So again, when I had this popping up on my feed and I started watching these shorts, I had to go more in depth with these videos because it amazes me that these players try to use football talk, right, when they're breaking down tactics or showing us how to attack and defend and everything, when this is not football at all. Rocket League is closer to football than this, right? You cannot say the same about eFootball. Now, what you can say is Konami and the nonsense where they've made so many things AI controlled and dumbed down the defensive system, where that truly is unrealistic, right? Because they wanted to make it easier for certain players. That's all ridiculous. But at the core, Konami has what no other football game has, which is the essence of the beautiful game. You don't get that magical feeling like you're truly playing football on any other game. So I look forward to being part of the eFootball player base that recognizes this and that wants the game to be as good as it can be, as opposed to the group of players that have adopted the nonsense and accept the fact and really even enjoy the fact that they have a crutch that makes up for their lack of skill. Instead of putting in the time and effort to get better at football, they want the AI to make their decisions. They want all the shortcuts and the nonsense that takes away from how good eFootball can be. So if you're one of those players, then you're not going to enjoy my take or this channel at all. However, if you are a player that recognizes the essence of the beautiful game within eFootball and you want eFootball to get back to its roots, back to the skilled football game that it's always been known for, then you are in the right place, and we'd love to have you as part of this community. Make sure you not only like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, but make sure you check out my YouTube bio, where you can find a link to my Discord, which you can join for free and be a part of a bunch of like-minded players that talk about everything under the sun with regards to football gaming, real-life football, just the whole nine. Not to mention there's other ways where you can actually support the channel and get a ton of great perks. Memberships in YouTube where you get early content. We have merch with the legendary OG logo. So make sure you check that out, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, have a good one, and peace out.